Hello and welcome to another wireless CarPlay dongle test. This is the ZYW adapter. There you go, you can see the box there. We're going to go ahead and unbox this thing and test it out, see how long it takes to pair up and all that good stuff. Links are down below. Let's see what's in the box. All right, here's everything that is in the box. You have a USB-C to USB-C, a USB-C to USB-A, and the star of the hour here, we've got the main unit itself. Wow, look at that. That is a tiny little guy. You can almost like hang this on something, put it on like a keychain or something. And so that right there, as you can see, oh, there we go, that's better light. You can see that it's got just one USB out. So there we go. So if you've got a brand new, more modern car in the last like 2 or 3 years, you probably have a USB-C plug-in. So that's probably what you would want to use. But me, my car is 4 years old now, so I am going to need the USB-A. You know what I will say about this guy, I do like the fact that the cable is detached. So it's like, hey, it needs the cable, but the cable's not like, you know, locked onto it. I can definitely appreciate that at the very least you can disconnect it. Although the only thing I would question is why not just have the USB-A coming out of here, but I think they just wanted to give people the choice of USB-A or USB-C. So in that case, I do get it. This thing does feel, you know, very weighty. That's another kind of interesting thing about this guy, is that it has a little bit of weight to it. So I think that's like aluminum. I think that's like an aluminum build right there, but very tiny, especially in my big hands. Jesus, look at that thing. So that's what the completed one looks like. There you go. All right, we're going to go ahead. I've got my cable plugged in here. We're going to go ahead and plug this thing up and see what happens. Here we go. Trying to do this one-handed is never easy. All right, so we have our little dongle here. It's got a green light on it, and let's see how long it takes for the radio to recognize this device. Here we go. Anytime I see that, I know we're getting ready. Okay, so this one, it's a kind of a basic screen, and it's going to ask us for the smart dongle 5309. Get my phone out here. We're going to go into our Bluetooth settings, scroll down to the bottom, and let's see here. Sometimes it shows up first try. There we go. That it did. And then, yep, we're going to pair. We're going to allow. And we'll see how long this thing takes to recognize from there. Sometimes it takes a moment. Sometimes I got to turn my Bluetooth off. Every time it's different. I mean, you guys can see how many different Bluetooth devices that I have on here, for crying out loud. Like, there's a lot. So, it says we are connected. So let's see what it does here. Okay, there we go. So my car now recognizes it as being connected. That is a good news. That is a good sign. So what I'll do is we're going to go ahead here and do some music. Let's see how this works. All right, so the pause, always instant. How about the unpause? There should be a very minor delay. Yep, that's about in line. That is about in line with some of the other ones. So usually when it comes to these, just so as you know, as a buyer of any wireless CarPlay dongle ever, whether it's this one or any other one, how it works, when you pause, it's instantly paused. But when you want to resume, there's always a 1.5 to 2 second little delay. See right there? And then, so we're going to pause that so we don't get a copyright. And as you can tell, it's very kind of fluid with the movement. Very responsive. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and turn the car off. And we're going to do our test and see how long does it take to boot up from nothing. So here we go. We're going to start the clocks right now. Car is booting up. We will stay focused here on this. And that clock is running right up there on the top right of your screen. People tell me they love that clock. I appreciate the compliment. It's literally just from my phone screen recorded on the Apple stopwatch. Wow, look at that. That's pretty quick, man. At least it seems like that. I don't see the clock that you see. I see it after the fact. So here we go. Again, little delay to start up. But as you click through it here, everything is very responsive. Okay, so the ZYW wireless CarPlay dongle definitely from me gets a passing grade. I know it's a little shaky when you very first power these things up and you've not paired your phone. It's not had a chance to recognize your car's screen. All these devices have to kind of like self-calibrate and figure out what the size of your screen is to display. So it was kind of explained to me from a few different people that is what sometimes causes these delays. So that way, when you go and reboot your phone or reboot your car, now that your phone is paired, this device kind of already knows what it's working with and can then deliver it almost immediately within usually that like 20-second, from complete cold boot all the way up. So I'm going to definitely give this one a passing grade. We'll have to look back at the clock for the instant replay to see how fast, in fact, it was from a timing perspective. But just looking at it, I was kind of like, wow, already? So that's got to be, without seeing it, that's got to be decently quick. Other than that, though, I do like the presentation. I like the aluminum tiny build of it. I like the fact that the cable is detachable, because normally those cables are for those kind of dongles, the ones that don't have the USB-A built into it, those kind of dongles, typically the cable is hard fixed to it. So if the cable ever dies, you're screwed, you're done. With this one, if for some reason that cable went out, at least you could unplug it, plug in a new cable, data cable, and you'd be all set to go. And I would imagine that the same thing could be said, like if you wanted to run perhaps a longer cable, you could probably do that as well. And as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and link down below as well to this dongle some other high-speed data cables, maybe with a little bit more length if you want to like hide this thing somewhere. I wouldn't get too crazy with it, honestly. I probably wouldn't go anything higher than 10 feet. But yeah. I think this is a nice dongle, and I think this is definitely one that I could confidently recommend if you want something with a really strong quality build. This would probably be that one out of all the ones that I've tested that have had like a really strong build to it. That is going to do it for me here on today's video. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Hit that like button on the way out. Consider subscribing if you want to see more of these kind of videos, and hit the bell so that you'll be notified every time I publish brand new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.